had messaged me to suggest sharing a resource that he had.
Yeah, so this is more connected with what Rachel was talking about, but this is a technological solution type thing. But I'm running basically a lab class synchronously, and I have found this. I'm going to share a screen here. This is what my classroom looks like. This is in a platform called Gather, and what you'll see is right in the middle here. There's a little avatar of me, and I can walk around the room, and you can see my video. And I'm muting myself in here, but this is inside that system. I can have my camera and my microphone on, and every one of these blue squares that you can see is actually like its own little private space. So what happens is I have each group pick a table. So they come in here, they can only hear and see the people that are inside this space. And it does a great job of simulating like what you would have in a lab space, with the added benefit that I, as the teacher, can jump from group to group really easily. Right? So I've got a group sitting in this spot, and then I just walk down here and I go see what this group is doing. And then I currently have this set up. You'll see this yellow box here. This is actually a shared whiteboard space. So we were just doing energy on yesterday in lab. And so like they have this space that they can write and share all at once. And then all of these are different. So then this group has this one. I don't know what am I going to find? These are energy pie charts for anybody who's interested in the physics of this. But then the other thing that I really like about this, because we all have that moment when we're dealing with in lab or in groups of students where suddenly you realize something's going wrong and everybody's doing it wrong, and so you want to talk to everybody. So I actually have this spot here, and when you stand on this podium spot, you then project to everybody in the room in the same way that you might normally do this in a classroom, right, where you just call everybody's attention. And this is I don't want to say this is a basic setup, but like there are lots of other options that exist on this. Instead of whiteboards, you can have shared Google Docs or things of that nature. And so we've been using this for our synchronous lab, and then this is also serving as our help room hours. Like, and my students know that this is open all the time, and they can come in whenever they want if they wanted to work together. But then there's also times that we have TAs in here, and they can come in and ask questions about the homework and stuff like that. So this is not a 3DL anything. This is just technologically, this solved a lot of problems for me really easily.
JT, I'm dumb. I don't understand this. So are they actually in like a little breakout chat room?
Yeah. So maybe the best way to do this, here, I'm going to switch to a not our actual room. This is one that has more demo type things. Maybe I can get like, I know Paul B and I have done this before. So Paul, I'm going to send you the link for this. Can you jump in?
David, do you have a related question while he's figuring that out?
I love the visual aspect to this. It seems like such a big improvement over plain chat rooms. I'm wondering about what the students see visually. Like if they're in one of these spaces, can they visually see the other spaces at the same time, even though they only interact with their compatriots, or are they blocked off like that's a closed room?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping. It's my last name, no capital letter, Paul. There's a password I forgot all about. So I'm having Paul log into the same space, so I can give you a sense of what's happening. So Paul is over here on the right. He's currently changing his name, but you can see. And as I get closer to him, his screen shows up here. Right? So when you're close to people, you can see anybody that's close by. When you move away, you don't see them. So I think the best way to think about this is when you go to the conference and you're in the hotel lobby and you're like, these 5 people are in a conversation, I'm going to talk here, and then you go over and join those 7 people. It mimics that really well. Mm-hmm. But now if Paul and I walk over here, I'm going to ask Paul to get closer. Or Paul, if you want to step on the square there. So that square is its own private space like it was in the other room. So you'll notice we're now next to each other. but we can't see each other. But as soon as I stand on this, everybody in this square can see each other and interact. And then, oh, the Google Docs are missing now. They changed something. There's a similar thing right here with whiteboards, and so if, like, Paul and I can write on this whiteboard simultaneously, and we can each see what's being written on it. So, Paul, why don't you draw on it real quick? Press X to open it, if you forgot.
So is this an app? Is it a website? What?
It's a website. So Gather.Town is the website. And it's, yeah, you can see Paul's drawing right there.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
And it has lots of features to it. I'm only using a small set, but this is like a thing that's being developed right now. So they want to get to a point where they can charge the institution money to use the space. The number I was quoted at some point was like $2 per user per month or something. But it's the institution, not the students, that will be getting charged. And they're not to the point where they're doing that yet. So this is all free to us at the moment.
And you said that was Gather.Town?
Gather.Town. In fact, so this space that I'm showing right here is not used for anything. It was one of my early tests. So what I will do is I will actually just share this in the chat and anybody can jump in later. Just beware, you're going to have microphone and video, and if you all jump in at once, you're going to get a bunch of feedback. But you'll notice I can walk into other rooms. Like there's another, this is basically, this is a version of the room that you saw me. I'm actually using in my class. We can like go outside. Over here, I believe we have study rooms. You can get really elaborate, but like I just have a single room with 16 tables for me.
It looks like a video game.
That's right.
It makes me want to catch Pokemon, is what it does. For those of you that played any of the early gen Pokemon games, just like that.